chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
You get to know a circle of friends, and we watch weekly the deterioration of these people that we've, 2 years ago, are now in nursing homes. We watch the deterioration, we watch the struggle, the battle, disillusionment, and the horror of Alzheimer's.
When I'm here, I'm with others who have Alzheimer's. I'm not feeling difficult that in a moment or two I'm going to be stuck for words and people are going to wonder what I'm on about. Here we understand the difficulties that we have, and therefore it's a place in which I feel I can relax and just be myself and not on my guard.
As far as our brain activities are concerned, we do urge people to keep mentally stimulated, and many people would like things like crosswords, Sudoku's another good one. Physical activity is quite important, keeping fit, making sure that your weight and your diet is correct too.
There's also a suggestion, I think, which is quite interesting in our context in Wales, that people who are bilingual may, because of the way in which they switch from language to language, stimulate their brain perhaps more than those of us who are monolingual. And that may have an effect, again, in delaying the onset of dementia for those people.
There we go.
Anne Oldacre's deterioration has been rapid. Her husband Peter cares for her. She has now not spoken for almost 3 years.
I always used to say that I quite enjoyed my own company, and I'm sure that was true. But to have somebody that you love and you live with that doesn't speak anymore is really strange. It's very lonely, and you do miss it. And it's difficult to explain how much it affects you. Here we go. Round the chicane, say. And I still talk to her as though she was going to answer me. And quite often I'll answer the question that I've asked her. But you do miss that. And that's one of the reasons that I find I do other things. Like you really look forward to the carers coming because it's somebody to talk to. I really look forward to sort of going shopping because whereas before I would never talk to anybody, I don't talk to anybody now. Because it's just nice to talk and listen and hear other people speak, really. And you do miss that. And that's one of the hardest things, I think, is the loneliness of it. Whereas before she would stay awake more or less all day, now she seems to catnap quite often right throughout the day. And just will nod off in the middle of having dinner, you know, just doink. And yawn like she's doing right at the second and saying, as much to say, it's all too much for me, I'm going to have a sleep. Hey, there we go. There you go.
The importance of family caregiving in the field of dementia is absolutely great. Without family caregivers, you know, the whole system would in fact break down. Often I think it can be possible for a family caregiver, you know, to become isolated and, you know, so taken up with the caregiving that they put aside their own needs and their own life, you know, goes on hold in some ways. And of course they're very happy often to do that because, you know, they're very committed, you know, to the person that they're looking after.
It's now 9 years since former Methodist minister Jim McWade was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. In 2002, doctors gave him only 5 years to live. Now it's the first week of September and he's at the driving range with his son Lawrence.
That's it, so that your whole body's slightly ahead of the ball. It's a funny disease, this, if you like. This time next week, I might not be able to do this, in the sense that I can't put everything together in the right order in my head. Other days, it just slots in. Everything's fine. So it's in many ways unpredictable.
His retentive memory has definitely deteriorated. His reading now, he can't read. Not that he can't read, but he can't remember what he's read in the line before. Doesn't watch the television very much because he can't follow it. He always used to know what was going on in the news and things like that, but nowadays he doesn't, because he doesn't understand even the most major issues, which amazes me. He can say, well, I never heard about it. You know, when did it happen? And I think to myself, isn't that strange that something so major doesn't really impact either?
If a person is forgetting keys or forgetting to pick up perhaps their wallet once in a while, I don't think that's any real reason for concern. It's when the forgetting becomes quite consistent and it's noticed by other people too. It's at that point that a person really needs to go to see a GP.
Peter and Anne Oldacre are at an Alzheimer's Society event in Cardiff. They've moved to a more manageable home for Anne, but it's thrown up problems with her care.
The main one of those being that there's no daycare facilities for Anne in the area. So I'm currently travelling backwards and forwards to Abergavenny 3 times a week. This means Anne's up at 7:30 in the morning, doesn't get to bed until perhaps 10 o'clock at night, and she's absolutely exhausted. The mental health team are going to have a review. From the information that I've been given and the way people are speaking to me, they're going to turn around and say that social services can't provide any more money than Anne currently has allotted to her, and that the only way that she will get looked after as she needs to be looked after is to go into a care home. I have to say that it's a real problem for me to continue as it is, and I guess at the end of the day that may be what is best for Anne.
If I could click my fingers and cure something, it would be dementia. It's completely changed all of us.
Something happened the other day. I can't quite recall what it was, but I know that I felt all out of sorts, you know. I didn't quite know.
Was that because you didn't understand what was going on? It is such a sad disease because it robs a lovely person of its whole personality. Yes.
Save it for a rainy day.
Next week, Simon Green investigates the often devastating effect hate crimes can have on the lives of the disabled.